Hey there, Aquarius. How are we today? Just doing our weekly readings today. We had so much past energy coming up in the last week that I wanted to really focus on new energy today. So we will be looking at sort of what's upcoming, what's new energy for you this week. I've got the Slavic folklore Lenormand deck to look at that sort of more general portion for you. And this week we are going to be sort of looking at career as well. Okay, so I do have the Moon Magic Oracle as well as the Reflect the Loon Lenormand deck there for the career portion. Okay, so make sure you guys leave a comment and let me know what you think of the reading. If you've got any suggestions for readings that you would like to sort of see upcoming in the future, I'm more than happy to take those on board. We are just a really small community at the moment here on the Shell Crazy Fairy channel. Hi, I'm Michelle, and so anyone that does leave a comment will go in the draw to win a free personal reading as well. I'm going to draw that when we hit 100 subscribers. I have been keeping note of all the comments so far and putting the names into a little jar ready for that draw when that happens. We're almost halfway, guys, so make sure you subscribe so that you can be updated when that comes around, and obviously be in the draw if you do comment as well. But we'll move straight on into it today. So Aquarius, and what is new and upcoming this week for Aquarius, please? New energy around Aquarius this week, please. Whoa. Take that one, it flicked out a bit. New energy for Aquarius, please. Okay. And just some advice for Aquarius with this energy, please. Just some advice for Aquarius with this energy coming in for them this week. And one more for advice, please. Okay, so it does look like we are looking at some harder energies this week for you, Aquarius. We do firstly have the cross, which is actually followed by the heart. Okay, so we're probably seeing something going on to do with your sort of heart space, your love space there. And it is kind of something that is going to be coming across to you as some sort of a burden. Okay, so some sort of burden that some cross to bear when it does come to your heart space there. Something that you're sort of needing to come across with a lot of forgiveness this week. That particular heart does sort of speak strongly of forgiveness, especially with the cross next to it. It definitely does talk about needing to forgive a sin or needing to forgive something that may have happened, forgiving yourself as well, remembering to love yourself as much as you may love any other people that are involved in this situation, and having a strong sense of conviction about where your true feelings on the matter do lay as well. Now, with that cross, it does also have an element of, that religious, spiritual kind of element as well. So it really can talk about things that are destined to happen. So we might be seeing some tough sort of energy this week, but it is kind of, what's kind of fated to happen. And it's really, looking at your advice card here, it's really going to sort of set you back onto the right path and help you through the next stages of this journey. Even though sometimes these things are hard while they're happening, they are for our highest good eventually, one way or another. They, teach us lessons and all that sort of thing. So really just needing to remember to come from a loving space this week, I feel, because that's sort of followed up by the club energy and the fox energy as well. Okay, so the club energy is traditionally the whip energy in the lenormand. So that really does talk about some sort of opposition, some sort of drama, a little bit of conflict. Okay, and I do feel as though when we see that fox energy coming out, that it may actually be talking about a bit of conflict or drama with a specific person, some challenge that you're facing this week that's got to do with this. I just feel this burden as like you the burden feels like it's kind of something that's happened in the past that you're needing to forgive, but it's still actually creating some conflict between you and a certain person. So this particular person, they're going to be quite charming and cunning about the way that they come across to you as well. So just be aware that they may be trying to, say whatever it is that they think that you want to hear, rather than the full truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So taking a little bit of caution when dealing with any conflict this week. Remember, coming from that place of love, not just for the person involved, but for yourself as well. Really needing to love yourself this week, Aquarius, to help see you through any conflict coming your way. The fox does have a little bit of an element of that self-care and being quite independent as well. So make sure you are taking the time to, worry about your own self in all this as well. Okay. Now your advice, we do have the clouds, the bear, which is followed by the anchor and then the mountain. So once again, seeing, that hard energy sort of coming out for you there, Aquarius. The clouds can talk about doubt and confusion, possible secrets being judgment being clouded, that kind of a thing. So with the clouds, as an advice card, it really just does let us know to try to think clear-headed about things and not let ourselves sort of dwell on anything and overthink it to the point of anxiety when it comes to certain things. I do feel as though this heart and fox element of loving yourself and that forgiveness for yourself and really looking at your own survival in the situation is going to help cut through any confusion for you, because we do see the bear. And the bear is a super strong, powerful kind of energy that does talk about protection, and it's that protecting yourself. You can kind of see in this bit bear, it's the woman sort of snug underneath this bear there, kind of being enveloped by the bear energy. So it really is a protective kind of mama bear energy, talking about, being very overprotective of yourself at this time, really sort of looking out for yourself at this time, and having that sense of inner strength and standing in your own power. So with the bear and the fox both on the board, boundaries between you and other people might be quite important to keep those boundaries firm, and really sort of, like I said, be quite independent and self-sufficient with the way that you're dealing with any issues. The anchor there and the mountain as well both do talk about, staying firm, staying put, very grounded type of energy. And the bear as well, standing firm in that power, stand firm in your own power, and stay put and secure and resilient. The anchor is sort of put down so that the ship can weather any storm without floating away. Okay, so it is quite a rock solid, secure energy. So it's just sort of letting you know, stand super firm this week. Let all this sort of wash on over you, not, taking it too close and letting it impact you too much there. Once again, looking at things from a loving space rather than, a feared space. Okay, so with the two sides of the coin, we've got sort of, a lot of people refer to it as, good versus evil. But me personally, I do like to say it's all comes down to love versus fear. Okay, so really wanting to stand firm in a loving energy this week, and getting through this little bit of a storm that we might have happening around us. Okay, I don't feel like it's anything huge. It may just be like a little tiff kind of energy, but we do see that with the mountain closing out your advice card, it just does let us know that perseverance, standing firm, staying solid, and putting in the hard work to overcome any obstacles will, light the way for you. Okay, so that perseverance and determination will overcome any challenges that may be in your way this week as well. All right. So a bit of a harder energy starting the week for you there, Aquarius. But this is the cycle of life. We always have, if it wasn't for the darkness, the light would never shine. So sometimes we do need these darker periods, to so that we can enjoy the good times even more. But we'll move over to your career section. So Aquarius and their career and finances. I hope we get some lovely positive messages. If we're going through a little bit of turmoil in our private life, it's if you're anything like me, I'm a Capricorn, so when the going gets tough, we go to work and put that extra work in. As we saw with that mountain card, that is a Capricorn card, so it does talk about putting the work in and persevering through it all. Being a bit hard-headed and stubborn and not letting the bad times get the better of you. Okay, but Aquarius, career and finance for Aquarius, please. Okay, so we have the Moon in Libra card there. Now that does say avoid making serious decisions and instead focus on creating harmony within your relationships. Okay, so yeah, kind of exemplifies what we just saw in that general reading, that making serious financial decisions may not be the best choice at the moment. Avoid that impulsivity, okay, and make sure we are coming from that loving space and creating harmony, trying to create harmony rather than, getting ourselves involved in any drama or conflict this week. The drama or conflict is just going to escalate, I feel. So the better you can do to avoid that, Aquarius, the better for you. Okay, the more harmony that you will attain. Aquarius and career and finances, please. Career and finances for Aquarius. Okay. And just clarity for that fourth card, please. Just clarity for that fourth card, please. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, I do have the sun energy, so that straight away lets me know that whatever's going on for you has not fully been realized yet. There may still be a few little niggly things yet to be revealed in regard to this upcoming conflict or drama, and we are actually seeing that playing out in your career financial spread as well. So this may be giving us a little bit of a clue as to sort of what that is sort of all stemming from in your general spread there. Firstly, we do have the mice energy, which is followed by the clouds energy again. So, we did just see that clouds energy in that initial spread there. So, like I said, overthinking, having to think things through quite logically at the moment. But there is some sort of anxieties rolling around in your head there, some things eating away at you at the moment with that mouse card. That overthinking kind of a vibe. But it may actually have to do, because we're pulling for finances and career at the moment, we may actually be becoming aware of some sort of financial loss or theft in the recent past that may actually sort of only just be sort of coming to light and affecting you now. So we are really seeing a lot of anxiety about a possible loss or theft with financial matters, with career matters. All right, so just to let you know that I like. That can be quite a few different things. Okay, it's going to be different for everyone within the collective there. But I don't want you to get too worried there, because what I'm seeing next is the Clover card. Okay, and that's like the best, good fortune card coming through. Like pick a four-leaf clover and you'll have good luck. So we are seeing some sort of really short-term good luck. So whatever this is, it is going to play out in your favor. It may just not seem like it straight away. Okay, so it will work out in your favor, but there may be some sort of risk that you need to take in order to get that good fortune. Okay, so it is favorable to take small risks within the short term with the Clover card. Okay, so certain risks. With the clouds though, I do really want to stress making sure we are thinking um, any risks through logically. Okay, don't just go and jump on in and take a chance on some new company or something like that. Really needing to think things through logically, and do that risk assessment. Is it going to be worth it if it pays off? And if it doesn't pay off, is it going to be too big of a loss to handle? Okay, so really thinking it through logically, and but you are well favored to be taking some smaller risks. Okay, so I wouldn't go jump on into any huge risks at the moment, but for smaller little risks, we're probably looking like we are pretty well favored there, as long as you are willing to put in some work. We do have the Mountain card coming out once again, so some of these risks may involve you having to do more work. Okay, so especially when we're looking at career, it might be something like, look, if I take on this extra project, um, you know, as long as I'm willing to do the work, it could actually really pay off for me. So those sorts of risks are going to be super favorable for you, as long as you're willing to put in that extra work, okay? Because there is a little bit of extra work, and things may be somewhat delayed. So things that we're taking a bit of a risk on, there may be some sort of delay, but it's actually going to be, whatever work you put in now is actually going to be setting super strong foundations for the future. We do see the Tower card here. So with the Tower card here, I do sort of also want to mention that with a financial reading, and we're seeing the Clover then followed by the Mountain and the Tower, we could be looking at some sort of overseas institutional type things involved there, because the Mountains sometimes can talk about overseas sort of things, and then with that Tower energy as well, it can talk about things like banking institutes that are overseas, that kind of strong foundational business type things. I kind of really want to say parliament type energy coming through with that. So the Tower can be talking about physical buildings, but if that's the case for you, it's going to be something sort of based overseas, coming through quite strong, being able to take a bit of a chance in those areas. All right, so for some of you that's going to be relevant, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you have no idea what I'm talking about, or that's probably not relevant to you, okay? But it is just sort of talking about building strong foundations. So if you do have dealings with overseas things, building strong foundations with those overseas contractors and that sort of a thing now is actually going to pay off really well in the long term, because with the Tower we do have, you build your strong foundations so that you can build a super strong tall tower up into the sky. Okay, so that sort of just clarified that energy there, that we really want to be focusing on the foundations that we're building within career and finances at the moment, and taking some small risks towards building stronger foundations, in those areas. All right. But I'll just grab a couple more cards for you there, Aquarius, and see if there's anything else that wants to come out for Aquarius. Aquarius and their finances, please. Yeah, okay. So straight away we're seeing that this is just a period of time. It's just a short period of time that we're talking about with this initial reading for you guys. Okay, so things are going to clear up, I feel like, within a week. Okay, I feel like this is just a small, shortened period. Okay, and as long as you're setting those foundations strongly and coming from that loving energy that we talked about in that first bit, all right, that is super strong coming through. It's still coming through to me repeatedly. Okay, so setting up things, but really working from your heart, not working like thinking things through logically, but also making sure you're addressing your heart and how your heart feels about the situation as well, following your intuition and all that kind of a thing. All right, because then we are seeing the key and the scythe. Okay, so we are seeing with the key, that straight away opens new doors for you, and with the scythe, I just feel as though that's just talking about this is just going to change. Like it's going to, you're like, any issues within your success realm are going to be changing quickly. And I feel as though, setting up those foundations strong are going to bring those changes in quickly. And they feel like super positive changes coming. Okay. So, like I said, I do feel as though the outweighing energy there is that key. So that really does talk about new doors opening up to you and just general success. Okay, so it's really outweighing any sometimes some people do read that scythe energy as the more negative side of things, but I'm really feeling it being overpowered completely by that key at the moment there, and it is just talking about your success is changing. Your success is you're going to have a sudden increase in success. It does feel, like a super increase. Like and like I said, it does feel as though it's just talking about after this sort of weekish time period, we're just going to have that unexpectedly sudden change over into the successful realm once again for you there. Okay, so that's looking, it is a bit of a harder message for you today, Aquarius. So I'm sorry to be a little bit, I don't want to stress anyone out or anything like that. But like I said, it's all about, giving you those clues to how to deal with these things. Okay, and if we do have anything coming in that is stressing you out a little bit, or whatnot, to make sure we are keeping our boundaries firm, and putting in that hard work and really coming from a loving area toward those things, and they'll heal on a natural course. Okay, but like I said initially, we did have that cross was the very, very first card, so it is kind of some sort of fated kind of energy coming in for you. And I feel as though in the long term, you'll look back on this time and be like, okay, it was kind of worth the struggle at the time, but we are just sort of in that struggle period at the moment. Okay, so let me know how you guys go, and hopefully I'll see you all again next week with a lot better energy coming through for you guys then, heading into that success. But everyone that comments will get a in the draw for that free personal reading as well. So make sure you comment, guys. But thank you so much for your time, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon.